Oh, can you get it? Okay.
Okay, great. So I'm here tonight. Is this loud enough? To talk to you about abstraction. My name is Kaarin Hoff. I'm an information architect at the Understanding Group, also known as TUG. And I noticed something really right away when I started working at TUG, and that was that when I left meetings, I was missing that normal pain of regret. My colleagues were accomplishing things, we were setting goals, we were making progress. I was like, what is the common denominator here? And what I think I identified is abstraction. So today when we talk about that abstraction, we mean the intentional filtering of information to focus the conversation on a core goal or core goals. So for instance, this is the Tokyo subway by Richard Solomon, and it abstracts away everything you don't need to know as a passenger. You know how to get from point A to point B, you know where you can transfer, that's all you need to know, and it makes it pretty memorable with this graphic. But if we want to talk about construction, we'd need the geography. We'd need this more complex system. So to get into some best practices that are still a work in progress, that would be omit distractions. If it's going to derail your conversation, don't include it. Take a model based on your information. Don't try to shove information into a model it doesn't work with. And clear is not necessarily less, and it's oftentimes more. As Jorge Arango says, models often start to suggest a solution. So if we're going to give people directions from West Park to Connors, we could choose a model to appropriate for that conversation. So if someone was directionally, blessed, that first one was right. If someone was more about landmarks, you don't want to walk past the park and go up the hill and turn on Main Street. But north isn't up here, so that would drive some people crazy. So this is a real life example. I presented this wireframe to a client, and what I really wanted to talk about was right-hand navigation, breaking that normality, and I thought this was appropriate for the situation. But because I presented this level of fidelity, we weren't able to have that conversation. If I started with a sketch with both left and right included, maybe we could have had that talk. But instead what we talked about was how blocky the lorem ipsum was. So we added in these 3 bullet points. The client was very happy, and no productive conversations were had. So that was a great learning experience. We do many other abstractions in our work, like when we do user research. We get all this concrete information, and if we just give that straight out to a stakeholder, they already have ideas about their products. They have these buckets, and they're like, oh, fact, yep, that fits in my ideas already. My world has not changed. So abstractions can help stakeholders discover new things. We take that concrete information and put it into a model. So here is an example of a customer journey, which is abstracted and plausible and probably not practical. Maybe no one actually ever went through this. So each row here is showing a property plus the external, and it's showing how this fake user bopped through the system trying to accomplish their goal. And this abstraction makes it so clear that they're having to go through to all 3 properties. So by the end of this meeting, the client was totally on board. Yeah, we need to consolidate these. We need to make one property and support this need. And we were able to move forward in the project all on the same page, really efficiently, fairly painlessly, and I think that was due to this abstraction. Another way is when you get a bunch of people in the room, they all have ideas, and then it turns out that one of them is the big boss. And suddenly no one else's ideas matter. So if we take that information anonymously, really look at the trends, affinitize it, and make a prioritized goal list, then we can have an honest conversation with that group of people and leave with a goal that's going to be best for the product and the project. So these again, just get them cemented, so go ahead and read them. And of course, not everything can be abstracted, so that's another fun conversation we can have at a different time. So I'd love to have the conversation keep going. Please let me know your thoughts and feelings, and talk to each other, and thank you.